Hi everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick introduction to your new Healy. I'm going to introduce you to the parts and pieces and give you some tips and tricks on how to start using it. So first of all, congratulations. This is a really big step in your life. I'm so proud of you to bring this technology into your daily life. So what do we have here when we open the box? Well, here is the device. Gosh, it's small and yet it's so powerful. So I just want to introduce you to what are we looking at here? So the most important thing to note is the power button is right here in the center. Now, I was a little confused at the beginning. How do I turn the thing on? Is it a long hold? Do I have to double tap it? Nope. In order to turn the device on, you just do a quick, boop, just a quick little tap like that. And what you're going to see on your device is there are two lights on either side of the power button. There is a green light that will indicate that the device is running a program when it's flashing. And then there's a blue light that will tell you when the Bluetooth is on. Now, one thing that's really important to know is that you can turn the Bluetooth off. Some people are understandably concerned about having another source of Bluetooth in their life. So just know that we only need the Bluetooth to load a program from our phone onto the Healy. And then once the program is loaded and running, we can turn the Bluetooth off. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So the blue light tells you that the Bluetooth is on. The green light tells you that a program is running. When you charge your device, you'll see a steady green light. When the device charges, the light will turn off. Now, if you ever turn on your device and go to run a program and it flashes quickly like 6 times, that means that the battery is dead and it's time to charge your device. And speaking of charging your device, you're going to want to charge your device overnight when you first get it. It's really important when you first get your Healy that you charge it all the way and then allow it to fully discharge all the way and then charge it again. Doing this a few times tempers the battery and gives you kind of sets you up for success. Let's just say that. So how do you charge the Healy? So here, if you look on the bottom, there is a micro USB charge port. So you can use this with the cord that is provided. And I believe my cord is actually here. So you get this little cord. You guys are familiar with how these cords work. You plug one into the USB port and one plugs into your Healy, just like this. The other holes that you're going to see are these are the holes where the cords go in. So when you're using the microcurrent, which is one of the best ways to apply the frequencies to your body, you're going to plug the cords into these holes. So, okay, let's find the cords. So as we continue opening our box, what are we going to find inside? Ooh, some pamphlets. And then inside, we're going to find some accessories. So these right here are your cords to plug into your Healy. So using these cords is the best way to apply frequencies to your body. And that's because these cords actually deliver the frequencies with a gentle microcurrent. And why that's important is that while the frequencies are supporting harmonization of our body, the microcurrent is also doing us a service sort of similar to charging up your cell phone. You plug your cell phone in to charge it with a gentle current. Same thing we're doing with the cells of our body. So we're supporting the health of our cells by charging them up. So you plug the cords in just like this. One, two, boop. There you go. So now we're plugged into the Healy. And then what do we do with these other ends here? You notice these little guys here? So we keep going into our box and we'll pull out this little guy here. So these are the wristbands. So the wristbands are what you're going to, as the name suggests, put on your wrists. So how does this work? We undo the Velcro, we slide it through, and we place the wristband securely attached like this. So there you have it. So I've heard it go both ways. Do you put the little node on the outside of the wrist or the inside of the wrist? Really, it doesn't matter. Most important thing is that you do put it on either side and not on the bone. And then we're going to plug the wire in just like this. Click. There we go. So look, now we'll do the other one. So one of the things it's really important to know is that when you use these wristbands, the current is flowing, and it's conducted through the moisture in your skin. So actually, one of the best ways is I like to give myself a little lick there, or you can just dab a little bit of water there on your wrist, and that helps the current connect. And I'll show you why that's important when we open up the app. So now I have the two cables, I'm plugging it in, and now I am connected to my device with the wristbands, and I am ready to run a program. Now, with the wristbands, it's advised that, especially when you're starting, we really keep the intensity of the current very low, somewhere between 15 to 20%. And this is because your body is just getting used to frequency application. And we really want to go slow and steady when we start. If you do too much, that's not necessarily better. In fact, too much new information in your field can actually lead the body to make changes a little too quickly, and that can lead to detox symptoms. So in order to avoid detox symptoms, one of the ways that we start is very, very slow. So it is advised that you use the cords and run programs no more than 3 times per day. Again, we don't want to overload our system. And at most 3 times a day, and at least once a day. And that's again because we're giving that gentle electrical current to help charge up our cells. So as I mentioned before, one of the things that's really important about this is that you stay hydrated. In fact, I will demonstrate. And that's because the frequencies are actually working on the water in your body. So if you're not hydrated enough, then you might have a difficult time connecting with the frequencies in the program. So, and how do we connect with the frequencies in the program? This is where we're going to open up the Healy app. Now, there are 3 apps you need to know about. We have nicknames for them. There's the blue app, the pink app, and the search app. The blue app is the app that we use to scan our bioenergetic field to see what programs are resonating for us most, what would be most supportive for us right now. The pink app is the one that we open to actually run the program and adjust the intensity of the frequency. And then the search app is exactly what it sounds like. That's where we can search a symptom, a condition, and we can find a list of recommended programs that would be supportive to harmonize our body when we're experiencing those conditions. So I am actually going to open up, and we're going to run a program. So hold please. I'm going to just share my screen for a moment here. Great. Start broadcast. Okay. Okay, so we are going to now go here to the Healy. Here are the Healy apps. Here's my Healy folder. What I want to bring your attention to is the top row are the Healy apps that I'm going to be using. The bottom row, those 2 on the left, the blue and the pink, those are actually the old versions of the app. So when you're going to download the apps on your phone, make sure that you get the new versions of the apps, the ones that you see on the top left, okay? So we're not going to do a scan right now. We're just going to go ahead and run a program. So I'm going to click here on the pink one, and I'm going to open this app. Now, when you're first starting with the Healy, it's really important that, again, we mentioned going slowly to give your body time to adjust to these new energies that are coming into your system. And what's also recommended is we're going to press continue. Okay, so here are the different program groups. This can be really fun because you get to see there are a lot of different program groups, you know, everything from supporting with pain, learning and focus, supporting your body to recover after exercise and fitness. We've got programs that support better sleep, that support mental balance. We've got skin programs, beauty programs. We've got so many programs. We have frequencies that support the chakras. We have a lot of different programs here, but But what you need to know first is just this program group on the top called the gold cycle. See? Now, I am already, the device has already been connected to my phone, and I can see that by going into the upper right-hand corner here. I can see my serial number. I can see the battery. I can also see, please pay attention, Healy Bluetooth chip. So this is going to be the place that you could turn the Bluetooth on and off. Now, we don't want to do that yet because we haven't loaded one of the programs on. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to just press close, and then I'm just going to pick one of these programs. So for your first week, you're encouraged to stick with these gold cycle programs. These are some of the best foundational programs, extremely powerful, and really important to weave into your practice. So, there's a lot to be said about these programs. Why don't we start with Pure up at the top? So I'm just going to click that, and then it's going to show me. It's going to give me a little description here. Okay, it's going to tell me how long the program lasts, 52 minutes, and then it's going to give me some suggestions of how to apply the frequencies. Now, we haven't talked about the coil yet. Right now, I'm demonstrating how to use with the wristbands with the microcurrent. The other option that you can use is something called the coil. So this is an accessory that's an additional add-on that you can plug into your device and actually demonstrate how that works. I'll take out the cords and I flip this, putting the back underneath the clip like this, and then I line up the nodes with the holes and click it in. So now my Healy device is prepped to deliver frequencies without the use of wires. This is great, especially if you're washing dishes or driving a car or, out in public and you don't necessarily want to have the wires. So the big difference between these two is that the wires are a more efficient or effective application of the frequencies. The coil is still potent and powerful, but you're not getting the benefit of the microcurrent, which also contributes to charging up the cell voltage. Now, your cells, they need to have a certain voltage to function in their optimal state. And when your cells reduce in voltage, that's when the cells aren't operating, they're not cleaning, they're not repairing as well as they could, as if they had an optimal electrical charge. Because we are electrical beings. We know this because when they register your heartbeat and do an EKG, there is that blip on the screen because they're literally measuring the electrical current running through your body. So again, that's a little difference between the wires and the coil. Another thing I've heard from Doc Steve is that if you're working with something that really has a physical origin, like I want to support a symptom I'm feeling in my physical body as opposed to my mental body, my emotional body, or my spiritual body, the microcurrent with the wires is your best bet. While as if it's something that's not as physical, if it's mental, emotional, spiritual, the coil is just as good. So here we are at the screen again. It's giving us recommendations of where to put the electrodes. And so they're attached to the wristbands right now. And it gives you just a little bit of information. You really don't need to read so much into it. Everything below I don't consider that very often. Really, we're looking at where do you put the electrodes, and how long does the program run? Now, just one more thing. Another thing that you'll find in your box are these sticky pads. So this is a different way of applying the frequencies. This is a different way of applying the frequencies. Oops, go back here. What we do with these sticky pads is this would be if you need like a local application. So for example, when I spilled the boiling water on my hand and I really burned my hand, I took these sticky pads and I stuck them right on my skin, right where I was experiencing the pain and the burn. And I ran programs for pain and I ran programs to support my skin harmony. And so here you see, I just take the electrodes off and I put them right here like this. And by running a program, I then experienced relief in this local area. So sometimes we want to run programs for something that is localized to one area. And sometimes we're running a program that is a little bit more general. So going back, thanks for sticking with me, guys. Oh, another thing about the sticky pads, if you ever find that the adhesive quality goes down, it's not as sticky, just put a little bit of spit on it, just moisten it up, and then you'll find that it becomes sticky again. So we're going to put the wires back on the wristbands now, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to say start program. Now, what is happening right now? So this is where the Bluetooth comes in. So the program is being loaded onto your Healy. So your Healy can hold one program and run one program at a time. And the cool thing about this, as we said before, is once that program is loaded onto your Healy, you can shut the Bluetooth off and the program is going to continue to run. There's also a pro tip. Once your program is loaded onto your Healy and the program ends, you can just tap the power button again and the program will start again. So sometimes I use that when I'm using sleep programs, or if I have something going on that I really want to just kind of keep addressing it. Okay, then I will just tap that power button and I will just run the program again, and I don't have to open my phone, don't have to worry about Bluetooth, don't have to worry about any of that stuff. All right, so what are we looking at here? What are we looking at? So you'll see the title of the program, Pure, at the top of the screen. And then beneath that, you'll see the icon, and beneath that, you'll see the hertz, so the frequency. So actually what's happening is the device is sending me frequencies and seeing how they land in my system and adjusting based on my system, which is why this is a personalized frequency device. But below that, there's something even more important. And the words on the screen say, a frequency is generated, but no measurable current is flowing. Please increase the intensity first, and then check the electrodes and cables. So here's what we need to do. What this says is that the frequency is generated, but the current is not being registered. So again, the current is conducted through the water in my body and through the moisture on my skin. So we need to now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the bottom right and I'm going to click the plus button. And oh, look at that. So I just went up to, if you look at the very bottom of the screen, it says 25%. A lot of times this screen where it doesn't register I can increase the frequency and it doesn't register until maybe 40 or 50 or 60%. What Doc Steve says is that if you need to go up to 30, 35, 40, 50, 60% before this current registers and those words go away, that's an indication that you're dehydrated. So one of the best recommendations is before you run a program, make sure you're hydrated, drink a nice glass of water, and that will support your body to register the frequencies. Now, again, remember what I also did at the beginning, when I put the electrodes on, I also wet my skin. So you can do that with a little bit of water, or you can just lick your wrist to get a little bit of saliva, and that's going to help the frequencies conduct. Okay. Now, when you are starting out, you saw these buttons at the bottom, the minus sign and the plus sign. It's really important that you keep the intensity low. When you're starting out, I would say 15, 20%, really no more than 25%. Another tip, if you're having a hard time getting the frequency to register, is just push. Just give a little bit of gentle pressure, because all we're trying to do is get through the skin resistance to really create that connection. So sometimes just pushing on the wristbands on these electrodes helps make that connection. So now we run our program. So this is a good time to really tune into your intention, even before we run the program. What is your intention for running this? What is something that you'd like to experience? What are you trying to harmonize in your life? And the more kind of intention and focus that we bring into this process, the better results we're going to have. And that's also could be true for any kind of energy work that we're doing. And that can be even true of like prayer. If you have a very intense, focused prayer, that's a lot more powerful than just kind of like a general prayer that you pray while you're not really paying attention, So bringing that mental focus into this process can be really supportive. So I think we'll stop there for this video, and then we'll make a different video on how to run a scan. So thank you for watching, and please let me know if you have any questions. All right. Bye, guys. Stop share and end video.